Hello, on this video, we're going to go over commuting in Des Moines. So one of the things that I think about a lot is when someone's moving here, where they move to it should factor into how far they have to drive to wherever they work. In my opinion, commuting is something that is very common in other cities, where in Des Moines, if you are commuting for longer than 25 minutes, it's because you really like your either place of work or you really like your house, because you should be able to find something in the area of where you work that meets your needs, unless you have very specific needs in housing. So let's dig in. Hi, my name is Darson Grantham. I'm a real estate agent and investor here at Keller in Des Moines. And on this channel specifically, Living in Des Moines, we highlight the community of Des Moines. The Des Moines Metro, the suburbs, the inner city, everything there is to know about Des Moines is what we talk about on this channel. Whether it's myself or any of my team members, we just try to give the raw truth, whether we like it, whether we don't like it, things that would fit us, things that wouldn't fit us, what our clients are telling us about the Des Moines Metro and living in Des Moines Metro. So if you are considering moving or you are considering living here, please reach out to one of our team members. We help dozens of people move here, help dozens of people just figure out where in the area that they want to live. And we do it because we enjoy it. We have a pride and a love for Iowa and Des Moines, and being real estate agents, it gives us the opportunity to show that off and share with others that joy. So in this video, again, we're going to go over the commute to specific areas of Des Moines. So let's dig in. First here, we're going to start off with the commute from Waukee to downtown Des Moines. And so you're seeing here, you're looking like about a 24-minute drive from Waukee, downtown Waukee, to downtown Des Moines. Waukee varies across the city in the actual town. You could be in Waukee and you could live here, which makes it an 18-minute drive, or you could be clear out here at that's still a 24-minute drive, a 26-minute drive adds a couple minutes, or anything in between. If we're down here, the closer to the interstate, you're going to get a 17-minute drive. And so you can kind of see Waukee is one of the further suburbs. Now you can get out here to Adel, which you're going to have a drastic, I wouldn't say a price reduction, because there are some, the housing out there is growing considerably, but you're going to have a lower cost per square foot for a similar house is what you're going to see in Waukee. And your drive to downtown is 27 minutes, where, if you're in Waukee, it was 23 minutes. So it's really not that different from Adel to Waukee. There's a couple pros and cons between Adel and Waukee, whatever area fits you best. So after doing Waukee, I'm going to do West Des Moines. So say you're living in West Des Moines to downtown, you're looking at, 18-minute drive, 14-minute drive. So very quick. Like I've mentioned multiple times on this channel, if you are moving and you are looking to drive downtown, you're really not going to have a very long commute. Let's go down to Norwalk. So you're living on the golf course in Norwalk on Legacy. Your drive to downtown is 22 minutes. I have a couple different options, but there it is, 21 minutes. So you have a couple highways and then one main road, which is either Southwest 9th or Fleur, and you're gonna, run right into downtown Des Moines. Let's go to Grimes. It's at 21-minute drive to downtown. So like I said, if you are driving more than 20 minutes to where you're working, it's because you made that choice, which is fine. So here we go. From Ankeny, let's do up here. There's a fair amount of new development. So you're on the very, very north side of Ankeny. Almost cornfields and new development is all you're going to see up here. And your drive to downtown is 24 minutes. Polk City, which is not Ankeny, but it's darn close, you're at a 27-minute drive to downtown. Version, different way. A lot of stoplights that way, which is why it makes it a long time, or makes it 27 minutes. Again, 27 minutes for a commute when you're on the outskirts going to downtown, that's not bad at all. Let's get a little wild and we'll go over here to Altoona. Say you're working at the Prairie Meadows at the casino. So you're right around there. your drive to downtown is 16 minutes. So again, hopefully this explains why you can live in the suburbs in Des Moines and have a very, very easy commute if you're living downtown. Now, what's even easier is if your work was out in the suburbs. Say your work is at Jordan Creek Town Center, which is Des Moines' biggest mall, and you lived in Altoona, complete opposite side. You have interstate and it takes you 27 minutes to get there. I just can't think of a time when you're going to commute longer than 30 minutes if you live in one of the main suburbs in Des Moines. Maybe if you work in Altoona and you live in Adel. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, 37 minutes. That's two polar opposites, but gives you an idea. Let's see here. Let's move this over to Jordan Creek Mall again and say you're working in Jordan Creek Mall and you want to live in Norwalk. You have a 19-minute drive. Living in Norwalk and you want to work in Johnston. Fairly some business up there. There's Johnston School District. You have a 20-minute drive. Complete opposite sides of town. You wanted to live in Norwalk and you had to work in Polk City. There's your 32-minute drive. Still, I mean, it's such a straight shot once you hit those highways. 32 minutes. This video didn't last very long. My point in it is just to let you know commutes in Des Moines are very reasonable. And so let me take a step back. If you have a place and you're moving here for work, you have a place that you want to work that you do not want to leave, you still get very creative and very picky on where you live, what side of town, what type of community, because the commute to wherever you're going to work is usually not going to be more than 30 minutes. And if it is, I could probably argue with you a little bit around if there's a house closer where you work that might fit your needs also. But for perspective and mindset, for you to think about location when you're moving to Des Moines, you need to care about where you're living and living where you want to live, school, community, activities, that type of thing, not necessarily living close to where you work. So with that, again, my name is Darson Grantham. On this YouTube channel, Living in Des Moines, me and my team go over everything there is to know about living in Des Moines and helping folks move to Des Moines, move from one city in Des Moines to another city in Des Moines, and educate you on what it looks like to live in Des Moines. So until next time, or until you reach out, subscribe, look at the other videos on this channel. They will help you figure out more about Des Moines. Thanks. Bye.